like I'm talking to CEOs of large companies and CTOs, and often the first conversation starts with how we can automate things in machine learning. How can we use this AI thing? And, like all these buzzwords that are out there. And my first question is, do you get your data right? Anything that you want to automate has to start with data. But on the other hand, it is a bit less sexy, because like nobody cares about the plumbing, right? Like they don't want to look at it. They want to look at the beautiful house and how does it look like. But actually everything starts with the plumbing. You need to get the plumbing right. You need to get your data right in order to be able to automate things.
Where would, in your understanding of the companies that you sat with, where did generally companies get it wrong at the, step one? How do they approach that in the wrong way?
Like think about again, like the plumbing, right? Like maybe if you go to a country where all the pipes are all over the place, it was built like 50 years, 60 years ago, usually you need to upgrade those. And then like, I think what the problem is that this upgrade just didn't happen in most of the companies, especially like these traditional large enterprises, like your telcos, your banks, your airlines, whatever. Because it was just a lot of investment 20 years ago and the word just moved on, right? So I think that's number one. The other thing is that, again, it's just not sexy enough. Like people would like to jump ahead and say like, okay, I want to automate my entire marketing with machine learning. Right. Ideally, I don't want anyone to look at it. I just want to press the button and then like throw it out there and collect the money and like, the acquisitions and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And then I usually, that's fine. That's really good. That's a good vision. Sometimes it's much faster if you actually fix the basics on the data front, and then you try to do all the sexy stuff.
So just want to understand it a little bit better. The case study about recommendation in terms of marketing recommendation, consumer recommendation in the old school worlds of net promoter score and so on. This is like the gold for CMOs now, isn't it? Oh, we got to improve our net promoter score. How do we do that?
One is that you give a better customer experience, which is obviously going to raise your NPS and like just, you're going to have a better product, which is pretty much like, I think that's the main goal of every single company, right? Like, especially if you're a startup. And the other one is when you're a CMO or when you're a marketing manager and then you want to be better in terms of recommending or better with your ads, recommending stuff for the customer, right? Like you want to better segment, you want to understand which customer can drive you, can have better lifetime value, attribute, and all those different things. So these are like two separate streams, but like it relates to the same thing. In terms of recommendation in the media industry, it's very straightforward, right? Like you want to read articles that you're interested in. So like how you can actually get better recommendations when you're a news outlet. Usually what we've seen, and we work with a bunch of other media companies around the world, that one of the main reasons why people would delete their news applications is because the annoying pop-up recommendations. So like it's something that you get all these articles that you're actually not really interested in, right? Yeah. And they usually recommend the same stuff for everyone.